Yes. Mangwanan, gentlemen and ladies are not here today, but never mind, we will still continue. The Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association is sending messages of their message of condolence to the family of Dabengwa, the nation, and the president. In Dabengwa, war veterans have lost a leader. War veterans have also lost a commander of the liberation struggle, Dabengwa. Dabengwa is a founder of a progressive military arm of ZAPU, which is ZIPRA. Nobody would ever doubt what contribution ZIPRA made to find a new nation, Zimbabwe. It was fighting as a revolutionary force like ZANDA from the other side of the country via Zambia. And Comrade Dabengwa is one of the supremos, is one of the commanders of ZIPRA. So we have lost a commander. Comrade Dabengwa started his political activism in early 1950s, before I was even born. So you can see the resilience, the commitment, the loyalty to the people of Zimbabwe. Hence, his contribution to what we are as a nation today. And so we have lost one of us. Many people in the revolutionary circles knew him as, because he was trained in Russia. He trained intelligence in Russia. He was known as Black Russia. Others called him DD, but we also called him Black Russia. That's how we knew Comrade Dabengwa. With Dabengwa, no political maneuver could be done, and he failed to read before you take action, which is very important in the military, which is a property in the war veterans that needs to be exploited and used for the benefit of the party, because whatever action the enemy takes because of the blend of intelligence or intelligence training that is found among the war veterans, they will always be able to identify what the enemy intends to do next. So Dabengwa is one of those people who had this peculiar skill necessary to proceed with the revolutionary roadmap of Zimbabwe. Comrade Dabengwa is one of those people who noticed very early as I think 2008 or even earlier, the direction the revolution of Zimbabwe had taken under the former dispensation. And he didn't like it. He didn't take it. And he tried to do something about it. And the people called him names, but he had seen it. So Comrade Dabengwa is a force to reckon with. War veterans, all Comrade Dabengwa, all the respect he deserved. He deserves as a commander. We have lost one of us. It will be very difficult to replace Comrade Dabengwa in the War Veterans Fraternity. He is a principled leader, a leader who would tell you the principles of the revolution or in his administration, such that it was easy for followers to know what step next to take because of the principles of his kind of leadership, which is very necessary even today. We should be guided by principles, hence everybody will contribute to those principles, and success will always be achieved. Let me tell you that I'm a participant of who brought about the new dispensation. But let me also tell you that Dabengwa was part of it, because he used to call us, we used to consult with him, and he could tell us how to do it, when to do it, the timing, and the precautions necessary. So when we did it with the Dabengwa's input to a certain extent, but to a larger extent the principles of the revolution that we all agreed in, that he used to continue reminding us. At one of the meetings that we had invited war veterans nationwide at this sports stadium, he came. The war veterans gave him the position that he recognized. The war veterans recognized him. But as he spoke, and when he spoke, and he said, and I quote, "Now that the war veterans, Zandla and Zipra, are working together by the way you have demonstrated here, I am ready to die, because I know the revolution is in the right hands. The roadmap is clear now that Zandla and Zipra are working together and can see the roadmap as expected by the parties from the initial stages of the revolution." So when I received the news that Comrade Dabengwa is no more, I was touched, because he had told us that he was now ready to go, because Zandla and Zipra are working together towards a revolutionary goal. And so I urge society that created Zandla and Zipra to rally behind the ideas and the direction as announced, or as we proceed with the economic war, because it is about the revolution and not the individual. Comrade Dabengwa, you remember, was also a member of the Zambezi Water Project. His idea was to go agriculture. His idea was based on the three principles of the assignment of the forces, Zandla and Zipra, that we needed to fight. We also needed to produce, besides educating the people. So he knew very well that for any economy to be an economy worth talking about, we needed, or we need to produce, so that we have raw materials for our industry. Comrade Dabengwa knew it. That is why he had given himself to lead the Zambezi Water Project in order to turn Matabeleland green. That was the idea. In order to assist the nation on food security. That was Comrade Dumiso Dabengwa. That was his objective. In order to ensure that no family in Zimbabwe, across Zimbabwe, would go without food for a night, because the water in the Zambezi would assist farmers to produce all kinds of crops, and also increase even the beef production in Matabeleland. You remember Comrade Dabengwa was a Minister of Home Affairs for 8 years. And I think, according to me, he did very well. He made a lot of contribution in the Zimbabwe Republic Police. Zimbabwe Republic Police is what it is today, but we can never, if we want to be fair, ignore his contribution. I think during his time, it was one of the moments that I think the discipline that you may find in the police force was also instilled as a result of Comrade Dabengwa's military prowess. He was just that. So the war veterans have lost one of their own. Comrade Dabengwa was a member of ZANU-PF Politburo for quite a long time. In other words, the policies that brought the nation to where we are today, Comrade Dabengwa is an input, because he sat in the Politburo. And surely, finally, we should, as a nation, be able to celebrate the life of a great leader, the life of a great commander. Comrade Dabengwa, Comrade Lookout Masuku, Comrade Rex Nongo were the commanders that made a contribution to stop the war, to create the national army. So we are talking of a person whose name cannot be missed. In fact, the history of Zimbabwe cannot be written and be found to be complete without the name of our late commander, Comrade Dumiso Dabengwa. He was in academia. He had 4 degrees, 2 honorary degrees. You don't get an honorary degree without an exceptional thing that warrants you to get an honorary degree. So really, this is what we wanted the nation to know, and that war veterans be able to send their own condolences to the family, to the Dabengwa family, my Dabengwa and the children, and the president. I thank you.
But from what you've said, Comrade Mayer, you've not given us, in short, maybe in 2 ways, the status of his hero status.
Yes, I'm not going to talk about his status because it's not in my jurisdiction to do that. I don't. The status issue is dealt with by the party leadership. I'm talking here as a war veteran, and Dabengwa is a war veteran, and who Dabengwa is.
Yes, but I understand for one to declare the national hero, there's a process where a certain section needs to write a letter to the Political Bureau to be considered. As war veterans, your position on that?
Surely, if that is what the party wants, the war veterans will write. But I'm sure Bulawayo Province is going to do that. If it is going to be written, it will be Bulawayo Province of the war veterans or of the party. They are going to do that.
So in other words, you're saying they are yet to write.
Yeah, that we are yet to get there. We are only sending a message of condolence, and all the other things, I'm sure it will be done a little later.
Okay. Yesterday there was a circular that came from a letter that read ZAPU, saying that Comrade Dabengwa was not to be buried at the National Heroes Egg. ZANU-PF had sort of like made it a partisan national shrine, so to say.
I'm not going to talk about the status. If that is the feeling of other political sections, it's their right to say so, and that's not what I am talking about. I will not comment about that party because I don't belong to that party. I don't even know about the communication you are talking about because it is not within my system of my party.
Maybe to digress a bit, what is the feeling within the war veterans about the issue of the economy?
The economy, yes, it is, as you can see, it's not in its best form. That is the feeling of the war veterans.
So what do you think?
But what you want to understand is that there are many political dimensions or political dynamics that has led to the situation to where it is, and I hope you don't want to say it has anything to do with the war veterans. It is a very long story. Maybe if you may want an exclusive interview about it, that would be best. Yeah.
Okay, my question is more inclined to Comrade Dumiso Dabengwa's political affiliation. given that in the last election he was a very strong critic of ZANU-PF, and he actually went further and endorsed an MDC Alliance presidential candidate as his preferred choice for presidency post-election. So what's the position now, given that Comrade Dabengwa went, I would rather say, to the extremes of politics in terms of his criticism for ZANU-PF? Where then does he stand? Does he stand an equal chance of being declared a national hero, since ZANU-PF is going to is the jurisdiction of the ZANU-PF going to declare a national hero or not?
Let me repeat what I said about the hero status, that it's not my mandate, it's not in my jurisdiction, it's not the reason why we have called for this press statement. The press statement has been called for the war veterans to send their condolences to the Dabengwa family, and also inform the nation and the world who Dabengwa is. So really, anything that is political, for your own information, we don't, this office you are in deals with all war veterans, not war veterans as in the Zimbabwean National Liberation War Veterans Association and the other associations as well. I work with them. They are under this department. So the political side is not my side. I'm talking about the veteran dimension.
Okay. As an association, do you kind of sympathize with what Comrade Dabengwa went through post-independence?
We do sympathize. You cannot have a process where no mistakes are made. Whatever is perfect today is out of a lot of mistakes in the process. So whatever mistake was done is not what we should always highlight and forgetting the good things that will have been done. So we are only talking about Dabengwa's personal life commitment and the result, which is political independence for the people of Zimbabwe, which led to the economic war that we are in, and his participation. That's what we are talking about. So we sympathize with that, whatever. In fact, when you don't make mistakes, you are not doing anything. People who do not do anything do not make mistakes. I think I will only take one if you want.
Okay. In the message of condolence yesterday, His Excellency Comrade Mnangagwa highlighted that the state was assisting Comrade Dabengwa in medication, and sent him to India. Does that give a signal on the relationship that he had with His Excellency, maybe personal relationship, or it was personal relationship with the government of today?
Our president, Comrade Mnangagwa, is amongst the top brass of the revolution. They have not worked with Comrade Dabengwa only when he was sick. They have a long history together. So our president, like he has always said that he's a listening president, he has not thrown out Dabengwa for any reason. So you can see the kind of a person he is. They are commanders of the liberation struggle together. So they've been together in the trenches. You can see the quality of comradehood or comradeship amongst them. So he cannot afford to ignore Comrade Dabengwa's health, because he is one of them.